Hi YouTube. So I'm a South African, and this guy apparently visited the most dangerous neighborhood in South Africa, which is apparently Khayelitsha, which is in Cape Town, where I stay. It's about a 30-minute drive from me. So let's see what he has to say about it.
This is Khayelitsha, a neighborhood in South Africa with the highest murder rate on the continent. And that's me.
Yeah, that's why we're rated the 7th most dangerous city in the world, by the way. It's because of the murder rate.
Boy who wanted to go there. Last year, I flew to South Africa to do my studies abroad. And I also volunteered at a local school in Khayelitsha, but I was never allowed to leave the premises for safety reasons. Khayelitsha is considered the fastest growing neighborhood, so after finishing this semester, I was curious to explore the area for myself.
Ayo, split dye. I had split dye hair. Y'all remember that? But not cringy enough? Oh, should I redo it? Howdy ho! So someone can rob your camera, someone can kill you. Yeah, that's accurate. They have full-on like AKs in Khayelitsha. No jokes. And we have strict gun laws here in South Africa. It's not like America. Like the gun laws here are very strict. So they're illegal weapons that they have in Khayelitsha.
Khayelitsha is mainly populated by people of the Xhosa tribe. And for the last year,
I actually didn't know it was mainly Xhosa.
That's an African clicking language, which is very unique.
Wasn't sure.
Ninjan. I've been learning about the culture for 1 year at the school.
It's actually very interesting. You mustn't mix up the cultures, by the way, because the Xhosas and the Zulus have quite a like rivalry. So the cultures, it's like when people mix up Chinese with Japanese. Very different. Very, very different.
And another year studying at the University of Cape Town.
Oh, UCT. That's also, UCT can be rough. It's like our upper class university, but there's always rioting going on at UCT, and it's on like it's near like Table Mountain, which catches a light a lot as well. Like UCT has burned down a couple times. Well, not like fully burned down, but like caught on fire and had to evacuate students and stuff. So very, very interesting that like our best university is just such a mess. Well, one of our best. It's not our best. I believe our best is actually in Gauteng.
Arriving there, I needed to stop for some gas.
You have some tips for me because I'm going to Khayelitsha now.
Every time you hear sometimes you can shot. And as long as not you shoot it.
You hear the gunshots?
Sometimes.
Yeah, but it's mostly gang rivalry when you're hearing gunshots, because most people know to stay out of that area. So like innocent civilians and stuff usually stay away from that area. It's usually like gang rivalry. The gunshots specifically. Like usually when someone's trying to mug you, they'll just mug you with a knife. So that's why a lot of South Africans have stab wounds.
As we drove through Khayelitsha, I noticed a bunch of food stands alongside the road, and I thought these would be a good place to start the day.
Oh, they're not necessarily food stands. I wonder if he actually thought... I don't know if this is a food stand. Maybe it is a food stand, but I mean, a lot of the people who live in the townships tend to just cook their own food outside, because obviously your house is made of makeshift materials and stuff. And the thing is with the townships is they catch on fire a lot because of bad fires being made, and also electricity, because they steal electricity, so it's illegal electrical wiring. So there's a lot of fires in township areas. So they tend to make their food outside, even like the normal people. So I don't know if this is actually a merchant he approached or someone just cooking their own meal outside.
How much?
Yeah, chicken feet are really big here in township areas. I don't know, I hate the smell of chicken feet. They really miff me.
But it turned out those people were just happy to see a stranger. In Xhosa culture, to become a man, you go to the mountain.
Oh yeah, you get circumcised. This is really bad, by the way. Nowadays, like, obviously not necessarily these specific people, but like the more higher up Xhosa people, they'll have like a nurse or something come with them. They're not supposed to, but it's because this can cause so many infections. Because I remember there was actually a guy in my grade when I was 13 in grade 7, and he was Xhosa, and he had to go to the mountains because they take you up into the mountains and then they circumcise you there, like just like your dad. So like a lot of the times people literally get infections in their penises. So not necessarily great.
Circumcised and learn traditions that are only shared amongst other men. And this kind gentleman offered to take me there.
To Indab. Yeah, Indab. Ngomso. What is that? Noah.
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 Dennis Noah, ne?
Dennis. Nice to meet you, man.
Likewise, Noah, you can take us to the...
It's like chicken wings, basically.
It's not like chicken wings. It smells.
Breakfast of
It's the smell that puts me off. I haven't tasted chicken feet, to be fair. Okay, they might taste really good. I wouldn't know. I smell chicken feet and I just go, no, not for me. But they might taste good.
Dennis helped
I
me.
don't know.
I went on to look for something to drink.
Beer. Beers.
And after this first pleasant encounter with the locals, I felt more confident meeting new people. I was looking for someone who could tell me about the area and help me understand why you hear so much bad about it on the news.
Deadly shootings in the area, which left 11 people dead and several others seriously injured.
Like I said, it's the shootings are drug violence. It's gangs. So, like the local people that aren't involved in the gang things are people that are like just there because of like bad circumstances, if we're being honest. Just like not having the money to get out of there. They're normal, nice people. Like I said, the shootings is just, it's gang violence. And unfortunately, because people are raised in poverty, they look for any way out. And sometimes their way out is joining gangs and drugs. And is the volume a bit low? I'll turn it up real quick. But their way out is like joining gangs and stuff. So that's that's why. There's a lot of gangs in these areas.
So I bought a beer and sat down to chat to some locals. Even though we had an interesting discussion about our favorite beers, the place was super loud, so I couldn't ask any serious questions. Now, I don't know about you, but I always have the best conversations when I'm getting my hair cut. Barbers usually know the area really well. So after my short stay at the pub, I went on to the barber to find out more about Khayelitsha.
Do you feel nice? Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah, go take.
barbershops look like this everywhere. Just letting you know, like the walls being horrible and like weird old like photos on the walls. That's like every hair salon in Cape Town. I don't know why. Maybe not in town central. I feel like they might be more upper class. I don't know. But like even my hairdressing salon looks like this.
Yeah, go take.
When you learn my language, imali xesha elingakanani?
Ndisaqala ufunda.
Ya uqala ufuna ukuthethe ngoku uthethe gogo.
I'm really sad that I didn't get a chance to learn Xhosa properly. My mom speaks Zulu and Xhosa. So I'm sad I didn't get to learn. Because I only had a teacher for Xhosa until grade 3, and then I moved to a new school who didn't have a teacher. So I ended up just taking Afrikaans.
Ima ogogo.
Ogogo, wane gama lakho?
I have an English name, Professor.
Oh, by the way, that's very common. I don't know why they make an English name. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the English name thing is such BS. Like, it's not that hard to pronounce their names. Like, we can learn. It's a thing that started in apartheid and continued on after apartheid. Like, every person of color would have a name in their culture, and then they would have an English name. Which is so stupid. Like Nelson Mandela, he's not actually called Nelson. That's his English name.
What's the name?
Yeah.
No, I don't have one.
Why is this? This is even softer. Okay, well, I have my volume on max. I can't. This is just very soft. At least they've got subtitles. So at least you guys have subtitles.
As we were listening to music, he showed me songs of some local artists. And he told me there was a group of Kailicha-based rappers not far from here who would be happy to talk to me and show me around the area. It sounded super interesting to me, so I decided to message them.
I actually like some of their music, but well, the thing is, I don't know why, but the bad artists get big, if that makes any sense. Not all of them, like there are some really good big artists. But like, for example, I had an Uber driver the other day and he makes his own music and it was so good. And like, I hear our radio station and I'm like, why don't they play his music? But he's like a small artist. I guess it's just who you're connected to.
This is Isona, the founder of the record label. He was kind enough to show me around their studio and their workplace. And after we listened to some of their songs, I got a chance to ask them my question.
There's obviously the rough side of Kailicha. I mean, which does it?
I mean, I stayed in a giant shack. Just FYI. It was complicated. So when I moved to Hermanus, I was like a child. I think I was like 2 years old when I moved to Hermanus or something crazy. But I stayed there until I was 7, I believe. But yeah, my mom actually built our house out of like metal. So I basically stayed. It was like a shack mansion. Because it was ginormous. It was a huge, huge building. But yeah, it was made out of like scrap metal. Yeah, my family built it. Yeah. I mean, these people also build their own houses. Like that shacks are just scrap pieces of metal and wood that people build their own houses out of. That's what they are.
It's always like portrayed as if this is the only thing that you're gonna get. Forgetting that there's about 1 million people who are living in this.
My mom actually wrote a book. I wish I still had it because I had a copy of it when I was younger about building affordable housing with cheap materials.
It's like township. Kailicha is home to all of us. People are like scared of, there's a lot of people there. What if I get robbed?
No, you won't. People are friendly. Once you show them your kindness, they'll return it. But once you show them the other side, then they'll show you the other side.
Yeah, like everyone else. That's normal people. No, there's nothing different there.
To show me around the area and introduce me to some crazy local food.
Yeah, they love sheephead. Hello? I didn't know that because that thing is down. So how am I supposed to know that? Yeah, she made like a architecture book, pretty much. Sheephead's very big. I just can't eat something that like has a face, bro. Like I'm actually fine with like, because I've seen the slaughter videos. They show it to us in school. But like weirdly enough, like if you put the head on a plate for me, like I can look at it because listen here. So I buy my meat from the super cheap butcher. It's like on Voortrekker Road, and they full on have like the whole pig. Well, not the pig because they're actually Muslim, so there's no pigs. But they have the whole carcasses of the animals on the racks, like just sitting there, so you can see the whole carcass. But like. I don't know. I can't bring myself to eat the head.
Odisa.
Do you know the girl? How do they call me?
They say Sana, no? Sana. Or they say Sitandra Sam.
Yeah, Brandy's big. Brandy and Cook. Brandeveen.
I actually saw something I never expected.
After COVID hit, a lot of the people couldn't afford rent, so they just started occupying whatever space that was available. Places like this.
Kailicha was big before COVID. That's kind of a miscommunication. Kailicha was big before COVID. It may have grown even bigger, but it was big before COVID.
So one of the areas is called social distancing. There's one called vaccine as well. There's another one called sanitizer.
That's a meme. Ayo, South African shopping experience.
Eat leisure is
What's the percentage of white? I don't remember. Oh, are we 5?
All, I think Indian, Asian, and white together is 5 to 7%.
It's fine. I'll just Google it. 7.9% white. 8.8%. You see, this is going to be controversial. Over here, they don't like being called mixed race. It's colored. I know in America, it's offensive to say colored, so it gets complicated. So just that's why it says colored on Google. Just FYI, and it doesn't say mixed race.
I didn't know it was offensive either.
Yeah, it's offensive in America to say colored, but it's offensive here to say mixed race. So it's so complicated to say something on stream because I'm like, which one do I say? And then 2.6 Indian. So yeah, 80.7% African.
Leila Zimbin, with the sauce, please.
Yeah, no, South African's economy is shit. Yeah.
Damn, we were quick.
To get more.
Explore some more, spoke to more people, and even visited a sports club that I heard about on campus.
In the townships where there is no physical activity after school, we happen to be the first club to have this sport called judo.
I'm surprised they have judo in the area, actually.
What I found was positive and ambitious people, and I was welcomed with open arms.
No, they are ambitious people. And there's a lot of people that make it out. But you have to really push yourself to get out of the situation. Oh, I don't choose to buy halal meat. Like, I don't follow any specific eating thing. I mean, I don't like fish, but that's just a personal preference. It's not because of any religious reason. I just like that butchery. They are halal, like I said, but I just like that butchery because they're cheap. That's the honest answer. But I eat pork. Not a lot, but I do eat pork.
Donna called me and told me there was something I had to see before I leave. And I saw they were shooting a music video for one of their latest songs. Also has such a beautiful language, and it's great to see people making content to spread it around the world.
What's the story of the song?
Who wanted the girl?
He wanted the girl.
Did it work out?
No. Unfortunately, no.
She got married.
She got married, but you got a song out of it.
What's also really interesting in their culture is like a lot of them end up having like work wives. So like, and then the housewives know that they all end up having work wives. So it's very interesting. It's almost like they have like a polyamorous aspect.
So you're getting paid, boy.
So they'll have like a wife at work and then a home wife.
Original design. In the 1940s, there was the apartheid government. The minority white people continued to rule and making sure that black people never came to own pieces of land or resources. That is
Okay, so I'm not necessarily speaking about Khayelitsha though when I say that, because what ends up happening, so for example, Eastern Cape has a large population of really poor rural people of color. And so what will happen is the men will come down to Cape Town to find work and then send money back to their families. So they'll have a wife in the Eastern Cape who is with their children and like looking after their family, and then they'll have like a wife over here. If that makes sense. No, polygamy is a thing here. I mean, our last president had 9 wives. Like it's a thing.
why townships are notorious.
But I believe Zuma was Zulu, right? He also has this English name, by the way. Jacob Zuma. I think he was Zulu. Pretty sure he was a Zulu prince. Yeah, he was Zulu. He wasn't Xhosa, he was Zulu. But he had 9 wives. Wives. He had... Why don't they show his wife? Yeah. I think this is a photo with him and his wives. Or some of them. This isn't all of his wives. But yeah, he had 9 wives. So
underserviced places with high crime, and of course, because so.
Oh, did she end up going to the Eastern Cape?
It's not sufficient.
Yeah, but she's probably in the urban part of Eastern Cape. I'm talking rural. She'll tell you the difference.
The crime, so it just keeps getting worse and worse. More and more people are moving from the rural areas.
Yeah, rural areas.
And this is the land of opportunities for a change.
This is what I was talking about. Because in the rural areas, they like live off the land, and like it's very much not really a part of the new world. So, but a lot of them move here and then try to join like our society that we've built. That makes sense.
It's a home to a lot of people, Kailicha, so yeah. Shout out to Kailicha.
But you know why this is a thing? Why these giant squatter camps is a thing is because our government is useless. Because, like, we have government housing, but not a lot. Like, we have focal government housing. And, like, the wait list for government housing is massive.
And you can help right now by donating to the Bapumele's Children's Home in Kailicha.
Because our tax money gets stolen, doesn't end up getting given back to the community.
To help with food deliveries and help build 12 new
Thanks, partner.